Hi guys, due to popular demand, here is my analysis of Luke Donald's putting stroke, one of the best putters in the world, and has been for a number of years. So what is it that he does that makes him so good? Actually, I'm going to first of all start with one thing that he does different to most players, I would suggest, and that's the position of his eye line. So I've heard him talk about before, he likes to get his eyes slightly inside the ball and actually gets his left eye slightly behind the ball. And that's just where Luke believes he sees the line best. Now, I would have a guess he's possibly right eye dominant, and that's why he feels most comfortable there. So the vast majority of people that are left eye dominant, left eye over the ball is a good place to set up. Right eye dominant people, it can be anywhere. So I would probably suggest that he is right eye dominant. Whether that's correct or not, I'm not sure, but Luke believes he sees the line best from that position. So in his setup, there's a lot of positive things that we can take that make Luke a very good putter. So number one, if we look from front on, his ball position. It's pretty much textbook, exactly where I would get people setting up. Back of the ball or bottom of the shaft of the putter in the middle of his feet, which you can see there is spot on. Number two is quite simple as well. You can see the width of his stance, pretty much shoulder width, looks very stable, and that just gives him a stable base for his putting. Number three in his setup is his alignment. So you can see in the down the line shot, pretty much feet, knees, hips, shoulders, everything set perfectly parallel to the target, which makes it really easy with that textbook ball position to get the putter back to square. And then the last thing, number four in his setup, that we can learn is his hands. So different to his normal grip that he would take with any other club, his hands are closer to level, which helps get the shoulders and elbows more level than you would with most other clubs. Some people may argue left shoulder slightly higher, which is correct, but still looking very neutral in this setup position. Doesn't look like there's a lot that's going to go wrong in the stroke from here. So with this setup, you will see he sets himself up for a very good motion. So in terms of what Luke does really well in the motion is this Y that he creates in his setup. We can see as he takes it back, the Y, the relationship between his arms, his upper body and the putter doesn't change. So as he takes that through, that Y that was there, that setup and the backstroke is there in the follow through, and actually by chance you can see 43 degrees on all three occasions has come up. So there's just nothing has changed in that relationship between his arms and the putter there. And what that means is if he sets up perfectly square and he keeps the relationship between his upper body, arms and putter the same, he's going to make his life a lot easier to get that putter square at impact. What it also means in terms of down the line is Luke's stroke is going to arc. So if we have a look at Luke's target line here, so he's starting it on that line. So that's the target line for this putt. If we watch Luke's putter head, it actually comes inside the line. Sorry, the camera's moving about, but we can see the putter comes inside the line on the way back and then inside the line on the way through. I would say that Luke's putter actually arcs more than some, maybe most, but what this relationship on the left that we've been talking about between his upper body, arms and putter, keeping that relationship the same means that the putter face stays perfectly square to that arc at all times, and with his neutral setup, neutral ball position, it's really easy for him to then get the putter back to square. So he's not trying to take the putter back straight back and through. He's actually knowingly got an arc in his stroke, but he's not manipulating the putter at all. He's just letting the putter travel where it wants to. And that's really one of the things, and probably one of the biggest things that people can take from Luke Donald's putting stroke, is there's a lot of golfers I hear trying to achieve a straight back and straight through putting stroke, when actually arguably the best putter in the world has quite a bit of arc in his stroke. And I always suggest to people trying to achieve this straight back and straight through stroke that actually an arcing stroke with the face staying square to that arc is ultimately going to be more consistent than a stroke going straight back and straight through, which actually requires some kind of manipulation to keep the blade square and the path square together at the same time. And so the last thing I'd like to talk about is his tempo. Now, I can't play the video in full motion in this software, so the only way I can demonstrate this to you is through showing you the length of his backstroke and the length of his follow through. And we can see they're even both sides. So that just shows Luke's got a very even tempo. This is something that we really want to achieve, to control the speed and actually make it easier to square the blade at impact. An even tempo. Luke's got quite a smooth tempo, smoother than probably most, but we can see very even stroke both sides, and that's just a result of Luke's very even tempo throughout. That's about it from me. So what can we learn from Luke? He sets up almost immaculately. He sets up where he thinks he can see the line best, and there is just no manipulation whatsoever in his stroke. He's got an arc that he matches the face to throughout. He's got unbelievable tempo, and there's a lot we can learn from Luke Donald's putting. I hope this helps, and if you've got any questions or comments, write them below, and I will catch up with some of you soon. Take care.